Welcome to the Disney Hour Express podcast. I'm Abby.
And I'm Rob. We are two hopelessly romantic Disney enthusiasts.
Sharing fun stories, secret tips, and family travel experiences.
If you are a Disney newbie, or maybe a season pass holder, we hope you find this information helpful.
We turned our love of Disney into a unique boutique travel agency that books Disney and Universal vacations.
We've got a lot of stories, so cozy on up, choose your favorite drink,
whether that be a cocktail or a hot chocolate,
and enjoy the Disney Hour Express.
Hey, baby.
Hi.
How you feeling?
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's good, considering we've both been sick for like 3,000 weeks. Or at least it feels that way.
This is the first time you're not hearing Craggly Rob.
But it might make its return.
In 3 weeks, but you might hear Coughing Rob, so that's something to look forward to.
Yay! All day and all
mind
night
you, this
long.
is, as far as we know, non-COVID because it's coming back. We're tested negative. But anyway, I'm seem to be getting over it. Abby's still fighting it.
Yep.
Like I said, so that's
in any case, enough about us. Are you ready to hear about some amazing Disney news? Because they just had their first Jollywood Nights last night on November 11th. And we were just happening to do a deep dive on Hollywood Studios, and the planets aligned. And here we are. We're going to do a little bit about both.
Now, I heard there's a theme song for Jollywood Nights. It's
Cool.
Jollywood Nights like Jollywood days.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Okay, is that not it?
I think that we'll talk to some Disney execs and get that to happen. How about that?
I like it.
So the news for Jollywood Nights is very mixed, and at most it's lukewarm. So I mean, what were you expecting? Were you expecting this to be an amazing event? Or are you surprised by the negative news?
Well, I mean, I was expecting it to be an event. I would like to, I'm reserving my judgment.
Are you now?
Because, I mean, people are, what's the first, it's like going on and reading Amazon reviews. Like
you get like 10,000 different.
The most of the people are going to come in, they're going to come in and they give it 2 stars because their package was lost and they're blaming Amazon for that.
Gotcha.
Or, that's generally people that come onto the internet and complain are like, they're the complaining people. But not to say if enough of them are now stacking up, and you said you were reading a lot of them, or seemed to be a lot.
I was reading a lot.
But also like we'll state our case and then you kind of see that I would agree. Okay.
All right, so let's talk about the good. Now, there have been raving reviews for the new musical variety, The Holidays in Hollywood, hosted by Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy, previewed at Theater of the Stars. It happens multiple times throughout the evening, and the show is about 30 minutes long. It was very well received. They have a live band on stage. They had Princess Tiana come out and do some songs. They even had Belle come out, and she was in this beautiful Christmas dress, and it wasn't like the red Christmas. It was more like this maroon Christmas, which I loved her dress. It was gorgeous. She did a song, and there was a lot of funny jokes, and even Mickey and Minnie came out the end. They kind of had this set up as let's say you were going to like a live showing of a TV show. And so they'd be like, and let's cut to commercial break and that kind of thing. So, and they'd have like funny jokes during the commercial break and whatnot.
Oh,
so
really?
it was really.
Are they filming a special of it, or they didn't say?
No, not that I know of, but that's just how the show was set up to do.
Okay.
And then there was like snow at the end, and everybody seemed to really
maybe they're
love
putting
that
on
idea.
The act.
Yes.
Like as if it's like a holiday special you would see on NBC or something. Okay,
Right.
got it.
Right. So
Understood.
seems to be like really well received. There was only a few naysayers because they were just naysayers of Disney in general.
Gotcha.
And a holiday party.
Stitch should be part of every holiday,
right.
Okay.
So then one of the somewhat negatives was that, I mean, it could be a negative or a positive was there was only really one item that could be found as merchandise for Jollywood Nights. And again, like this is one of those special events where you're paying, I mean, I think they said like $189 for last night or something in that range. You're paying a lot of money. So I think you're probably expecting something similar to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, where there's special items that you can buy.
Or the not so scary.
Or not so scary, exactly.
Where they do it, where it's stuff on sale exclusively during those events. Like you can't find it during the day. They take it out, they remove it from the stores, or it's a store, but they have it shut down and it's only open during those events.
That's right.
So if it's just a t-shirt.
It was just a t-shirt that was found. Now, maybe there were things hiding that haven't come to life yet. But unfortunately, if you spent your money and you went on opening night because you wanted to be there and you're so excited and this is it, a t-shirt, well, on your way out, you were also given a coaster set. Now, I think it's more of like the hard cardboard coasters that say Jollywood, Nights 2023. But I don't know about that. I guess it's just a little commemorative thing, and you can enjoy it.
But I wonder if it's just something like going the first time you're going on the opening night of a ride. I mean, Rise of the Resistance breaks down all the time, and Tron didn't work. It just there's always kinks.
There's kinks to work out. Yeah, of course. And like it's the first time of something that they're probably planning to do for a few years in a row. But yeah, there seemed to be a lot to work out. Also, a comment was made too that when you're going to the other parties at Magic Kingdom, there are free things you get. So for example, if you're going to the Christmas party, you're going to get free cookies, you're going to get free hot chocolate. And often they have the little, I don't know what you call them, kiosks or like the carts.
Yeah.
You can pretty much get anything you want. Like they're going to offer you, ice cream pops and whatever. That's part of your admission for these.
You're saying get it for essentially free. Without an additional charge.
Yes, exactly. That's included in your ticket. Now, also think about if you're going to the Halloween event, you're getting a free bag and you're getting tons of candy. Plus, a lot of this is about limited people. They're limiting the amount of people that you let in. So your wait times aren't supposed to be that long. Though, unfortunately to me, Jack Skellington and Sally, all night long, it was 60-minute wait time, which is pretty intense. That's and especially
crazy.
For a party that's only from 8:30 to 12:30, and you're going to spend 60 minutes in line waiting. Now, keep in mind, you can get in at 7 p.m., but the events and activities do not start until 8:30.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Got to get everybody out.
Yep. So then...
Did they say, are all the rides open?
They're not. They are not all open. But it is a majority of them. So yeah, but they're not all open. Now, there's a cool area. It's called the Twilight Soiree, the Tip Top Bar, I think is what it is. And it's located at the Tower of Terror exit. They have a kind of glitzy, what you would think live band, when you're thinking of old-fashioned Hollywood glamour. Now over here, this is really what I think they marketed for, but there's no seating over here. And it was about a 25-minute wait for drinks, and there were only 3 drinks on the menu. Only 3 drinks, which is like...
I mean, they looked appetizing.
They did. So hold on. I was going to get those drinks for you and tell you exactly what they were. Give me a second here. All right. So yeah. Got them? It was the Tip Top Club. That's what it is. And now what I love about the Tip Top Club, it is part of the Tower of Terror ride, right? Don't they mention this club in there?
Oh,
I think so, on the ride, right?
So, yeah.
Okay. So here are the drinks. We've got the Fifth Dimension Royale, and it is a excuse my pronunciation of all these things, Terramana Blanco tequila, Contro liqueur, dessert pear agave nectar, and lime juice topped with Domaine Saint Michel Brut, and garnished with dehydrated blood orange wheel. So that sounds fancy. Okay. It's nice and pink. And then there's the Twilight Daiquiri. It's actually purple, which is pretty cool. It's Parrot Bay coconut rum, ube and lime juice, and a splash of shimmer. That was cute. And then they have, of course, a non-alcoholic beverage, which is the sparkling pomegranate apple cider. And it's pomegranate tea topped with sparkling apple cider and pomegranate seeds. So, wow, a 25-minute wait for a choice of 3 different drinks. Yikes.
Okay. I mean, that's something. I did get the 3 drinks, but they look appetizing.
They do look really cool. And I would wait in line because I'd want to, you have the band playing. It's nice. You know, you're around.
And I do want to hear about that snow on Sunset Boulevard. It's just snowing along Sunset, they said.
Oh, that's very cool.
They have it's like a snow machine that they have going.
Cool. I like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. As far as the rides that are open, it is a majority of them, like the popular rides, like not a lot of the shows aren't open, anything. So it's like Rock and Roller Coaster, Tower of Terror is open, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, you got the Slinky Dog Dash, Toy Story Mania, Alien Swirling Saucers. Then over in Galaxy's Edge, you got the Smuggler's Run. Rise of Resistance is open, but it's on a virtual queue. You could actually still go to Savi's workshop and build a lightsaber, so that's cool.
Okay.
Last booking is at 10:20.
Okay.
And then the Droid Depot, you could also do that. Star Tours is also open, and that's it.
Okay, so that is a majority of them. That's pretty cool. There were reviews about the Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam. Those were mixed reviews. It's a laser show. It has projections and fireworks. And I watched it and I understand the mixed reviews. Now, last night it looked like it was a bit rainy and foggy. So the fireworks smoke really kind of hung in the air there, where when they released more fireworks, oh, babe, this is so cute. One of our kids just passed a note under the door. We'll have to read that in a little bit. But so the fireworks smoke lingered. And when they set off more fireworks, you really couldn't see them all that well. Okay. But I did feel like there was a lot of glitteriness and bright merriness that was missing from the show. I do imagine the castle and how it's really just lit up and it's so sparkly and shiny, and that just didn't happen over here at the Jingle Ball, Jingle Bam.
Stepping in, their note says that they stole all of our clothes and they're going to burn them in the fireplace. So
well, I mean, I have been meaning to re-up my wardrobe lately, so...
No, it says they're going out to play.
Oh, they're going to go on the trampoline? Yeah. Okay, that sounds fun. So this was a big... this next thing that I'm going to tell you, it's a really big negative for me, especially because we as travel agents should probably know a lot of this information ahead of time, but they just don't release this information. It is a trial and error. Now, if you were going to this event, you would probably stay at Art of Animation or Pop or somewhere along the Skyliner, because that is the best transportation into Hollywood studios, hands down. And so you're expecting, if there's an event at Hollywood studios, you're going to get back on the Skyliner. Well, guess what? That's a no. Yeah.
What?
They only are having the Skyliner is just on its regular schedule, where the last ride, I think, is pretty much around 9:30. But this event goes till 12:30.
What? That's insane.
It only stays open till an hour after regular park closing. Why? Because we know that the Skyliner and the other routes for Epcot is going till really late.
Well, it
And
depends
so
if Epcot is going late. Is it that they just can't adjust it? It
it
doesn't
makes
make
no
any sense. Yeah.
Now, this is from my news about the Skyliner, came from DFB, which you know that we, our friends there at DFB, we really take their news to heart as being real news. No, but let's also remember that the weather last night looked really iffy, right? So,
it could have been
so
weather
maybe
related.
it was weather related, but as far they had asked cast members, and this is what I mean about being a travel agent is we don't know, but they said they asked cast members there and who confirmed that the Skyliner will not be up and running after
that. Just seems like a terrible
event
decision.
That is way terrible.
Yeah. I mean, look, there's nothing wrong with the Disney buses, the bus transportation if you're staying at a resort or, whatever. But I mean, the Skyliner is like the main attraction to stay, again, as Abby said, those resorts that are on the Skyliner, the stops that are entered by a Skyliner stop.
So I don't know. We'll see how the event progresses and if this backlash is huge and they do up and run those Skyliners and whatnot. So it's something to look forward to. There's always positives and negatives to being at an opening night event. Like you think you're going to like throw it all down there. But honestly, I think there's always room for improvement that they're looking for after opening night. So I think we're going to see a lot of changes throughout. However, I still love the idea. I loved seeing the live bands play and the female singers in their glitzy dresses and soulfulness. It was really cool to see a lot of this stuff. So I hope it sticks around.
Or maybe it's going to get different as it gets closer to the holiday. Like it'll find its footing as it gets closer to actual Christmas and stuff.
Yeah, maybe so.
After Thanksgiving, it kicks into high gear. Like, we figured it out, folks. And come only pretend it's Dapper Day every day at Jollywood Nights.
I wonder if people actually dressed up to go to this. I saw a couple of videos and they looked kind of in like their Christmas sweater kind of stuff. But
oh, God. I'm sweating just thinking about it. But
maybe it was just Christmas t-shirts.
All right. So they got to figure some stuff out, but we'll keep an eye on it. We'll let you know. We'll talk more. We'll be watching the feedback throughout the week. And we'll report back.
Wonderful. So should we continue into our Hollywood Studios deep dive?
Let's just only talk about Hollywood Studios.
That's kind of my plan for today.
Yeah.
So Halloween.
Oh, we can't talk about it. Our listeners should just drop again.
Halloween anymore.
They're like, no, turn off, click.
Hollywood Studios opened on May 1st, 1989 and was originally Disney MGM Studios Park.
It's the year I was born.
Which was the third of 4 theme parks. The park is 135 acres and dedicated to the golden age of Hollywood.
Yeah.
So this park was originally a show business and operating production studio. I'll talk about this more later, but I mean, I really loved that backlots tour.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Which showed part of the studios. It was just like so cool. But anyways, from 1988 to 2003, the Working Film Studio produced favorites like Ernest Saves Christmas.
Oh my God.
In 1988.
Best Christmas movie ever.
Tower. I don't recall if I've ever seen it. Tower of Terrors, the 1997 version.
Oh, with Steve Guttenberg.
And Kermit's Swamp Years in 2002. Now, there were more movies than this, but these were the ones that sounded familiar
and
to me.
What was the one that's like the movies, there was also TV shows, and the big one being, it starred 4 ladies that were in their twilight years, all living together in one house.
The Golden Girls.
Yeah, that was part of the... I remember taking that Batlock studio tour and seeing Ernest Saves Christmas. I was a big fan already, but then the Golden Girls, which I was... Even young Rob at that age still watched Golden Girls.
Did you know?
But yeah, it was just, you watched... You were young, you didn't have anything to do. You'd watch every network TV show with your parents.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I guess so. They did have many more TV shows, like Rob was mentioning, the Golden Girls, but they had the all-new Mickey Mouse Club from 1989 to 1994, which starred some of our favorites like Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Justin Timberlake, Ryan Gosling, and Kerry Russell. Now, it's so funny because all these individuals seem to have some sort of drama with each other, and it has gone on since these years of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, right? I guess it's not Clubhouse, it's Club. But it all kind of started here throughout these auditions and working together on this, and it's interesting.
As we talked about in our previous episode, when we talked about the Mickey Mouse, kind of did a deep dive on the Mickey Mouse Club.
Sure.
Again, young Rob, when he was at MGM Studios, was trying to get a peek of his crush. One Miss Brandy Brown. None of these famous people that are on there.
Just Miss Brandy Brown.
Miss Brandy Brown.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry that didn't work out for you.
I mean, I'm okay with it. I landed the person of my dreams.
Well, thank you. Yeah. So the MGM name change happened over to Hollywood Studios on January 7th, 2008.
Oh. See.
So now here we are.
Yeah.
I think they changed the name primarily because they wanted to open up more of what Hollywood Studios could be, right? When they were MGM, it was kind of like closed off a little bit to just MGM products and the productions that they were making. Am I correct in about that? I think.
I mean, I believe so. I also think it was a business deal.
Yeah, you know what? That does sound familiar too.
Yeah.
But I think it's adorable when I am booking a client and they're just like, oh yeah, what about MGM Studios? And I'm like, oh, you're one of those. And that tells me right away how long it's been since they've gone to Disney. And then I'm happy to update them with all the things that they need to know. So there are really 8 lands of Hollywood Studios. Some say that there's 9, but really 8 if you're looking at the official map.
Oh.
And each of these areas have their own special attractions, entertainment, dining, characters specific to that location. And so we'll whip through the locations and then we'll talk about them a little bit more in detail. So you've got Hollywood Boulevard, Echo Lake. You've got Grand Avenue, which was formerly known as Muppets Courtyard. You've got Commissary Lane, Star Wars Galaxy Edge, Animation Courtyard, Toy Story Land, and Sunset Boulevard. Now, one of the things I miss the most, and I think is just, it's so sad that it's gone, is Mickey's famous sorcerer's hat. It used to stand in the park's hub between 2001 and 2015. Now, it's so crazy that they say 2015. Yeah, so maybe it must have been late into 2015 because I took my oldest daughter around that time. It must have been 2015. And I remember standing under the sorcerer's hat thinking like, it's still here. I thought it was going to go. And I got her a little bracelet that she can add charms, Disney charms to it every time she goes. And we got the sorcerer's hat that time because I knew it was on its way out. But this sorcerer's hat is it was the huge thematic icon for Hollywood Studios, inspired by Disney's animated Sorcerer's Apprentice from the 1940s. This is also a favorite thing of yours. You love that Mickey's hat. And every time we pass by one for sale, we think about it, and then we think about how Rob's always hot anyway.
My head starts sweating just looking at it.
Putting that hat on wouldn't work out. And if you didn't know, the sorcerer's hat actually replaced the Earful Tower, which is a really famous icon to Disney. And that's that's a fake water tower that had like the Mickey ears on either side.
Right.
That's at Hollywood Studios on the top. And I love that one. I've seen, I've seen it in the form of like a lamp and stuff where like the water tower top like lights up. And I would love to get that one day. That's so cool. But I mean, it's not there anymore. It just used to be used as a place where you could do some pin trading and whatnot, and sad, but I guess it had to go. They felt like it was blocking the main roadway there going down to
I could kind of see that, but yeah, it was a pretty cool icon.
Yeah. So Hollywood Studios was one of the places we got to go for our AEP. And it was so magical being the first guests to walk into the park and go down Hollywood Boulevard. But I also have to say, one of my most magical memories was going with my oldest daughter when she was so little. And it seemed like the cast members were just lining the streets of Hollywood Boulevard just to say hello and good morning to me.
Yeah.
It was just so lovely, and they're so gentle. And I do find that the cast members, particularly on Hollywood Boulevard, were just like a more seasoned age, which made you feel like, oh, hello, like warm and welcoming.
Or they were just the people,
like you would.
They were agreeable to take the early shifts.
Yeah, perhaps. Yes.
Yeah.
So actually I heard through, and we're going to do a deep dive into the Disney College program, but I've heard mostly that when you are a cast member that has like an earlier morning shift, that's typically because you are a full-time cast member. It's the youngins that they put in the evenings, or the college program or the international that they put during those evening hours, because it can be really late into like the 2 a.m. 3 a.m. time slots. So
I mean, I'll be ready to go.
You're gonna rock it out
come my twilight years. Oh no, I want an early shift.
Yeah, you wake up so early in the mornings.
I'm ready to go. I'll be there at 6. I'll start cooking the Mickey pretzels then.
So what was your experience and your feeling when you were walking down Hollywood Boulevard with no other guests there?
Well, it was amazing. And that's not just because of your gymnastic moves that you were showing off as we walked down the boulevard, but also, I mean, it was just, getting it to be relatively quiet besides agents talking. It was just, it felt very unique.
Yeah.
At the time, and just not to be rushed and not to worry about people walking in front of you or all these things, fighting children, or there were no children in the park. That was like the main thing. They were all back behind us.
Right? Well, just to take it all in. Now, Hollywood Boulevard goes straight down. On each side, you're going to find all sorts of shops and places to get little treats to eat. But it opens up at the end to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Now, that used to be the Great Movie Ride, which I do remember, but it had a lot of questionable things in it that I don't think are appropriate for this age of child rearing. But Mickey's and Minnie's is definitely one of our favorite rides.
The Great Movie Ride is part of the dark side of Disney.
It is. If you're feeling fancy, Hollywood Boulevard also has Hollywood Brown Derby, and it's the take of the real Brown Derby, right? That's the famous one in Los Angeles, California, where classic movie stars were always known to frequent. I only know about the Brown Derby from an episode of I Love Lucy, because they went to it, and she was, of course, Crazy Lucy throughout the whole thing, like doing all sorts of funny stuff.
And famously also used in the movie Swingers. Jon Favreau, Vince Vaughn. They go to the Derby. I'm calling it.
The Derby.
Want to go to the Derby?
They have a lot of character sketches that line the walls at the one in Hollywood Studios. Yeah. And reservations are highly recommended here. Now, if you don't have reservations, they do have some outdoor seating, like a little patio that offers most of the menu inside, but not all of it. And it's been said that this patio is just perfect. It's perfect for sitting outdoors when it's nice weather and it's good people watching. So,
have you ever eaten there?
Nope.
Me neither.
You know what? I think we had mentioned that I wanted to eat there.
Yeah, but there's other places.
There's always other places. So I do hope that we get to try it.
Eventually we will get to it.
I do have to say a lot of our decisions are based on, do they have a good vegetarian option? So places I think the Brown Derby.
We've also been there multiple times before. We were vegetarian and still never went there.
Went. Well, and small children, do you really want to?
I know, but even without small children, you've been there a lot. You never went.
All right, stop finger pointing, my friend. We'll make
Sorry,
it
Brown
there.
Derby. We'll get there.
Yeah. So, and then, the next area we can talk about is Echo Lake.
Yeah.
So, Echo Lake, it's like, this is like kind of rumor-esque, and I'm not sure if it's true, but they say that if you're looking from above, there's supposed to be like a hidden Mickey that you're looking down on Hollywood Studios. And Echo Lake is in the form of an oval, which would be one of Mickey's ears. Do I know that it's totally true? No, I don't know. That's why I said this is just something I've kind of like heard, that it's like an oval of Mickey's ear.
We're the rumor mill. Somebody, any helicopter pilots, please confirm.
Well, anywho, this is kind of where you can find Indiana Jones, scenes from Raiders of the Lost Ark, which we absolutely love. And we just watched the behind the scenes. We're on season 2.
Behind the
attractions. Thank you. Season 2. And they had a really great episode on Indiana Jones, and but mostly the California version, because that's where the ride is. However, we're going to see the ride coming soon over at Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, it's supposed to be showing up there. It's going to fit right into Dinosaur, we believe.
That's right. Now they have Star Tours over here too. That's the 3D motion simulator ride that Rob just seems to really dislike.
I like it. It's just, comparatively, it just doesn't, I don't know. I don't get that warm feeling in the cockles of my heart.
Well, you can also see on season 1 of Behind the Attraction, they do have some information on how Star Tours was made. And this was definitely one of the first big deal rides that was different. And then you can also meet Olaf at Celebrity Spotlight. And then there's the Frozen sing-along, which our kids absolutely loved. They love this, and most kids do. And of course, there's like live snow at the end that everybody tries to catch, and
they love the
Rob
snow.
Takes a nap during
It's all soap. It's all soap. I think I stayed awake for that one.
Oh, it was just Beauty and the Beast that you fell asleep.
The two narrators are very funny. They're very.
They are.
It's a very good script that they work on, but they're very good in delivering it and performing it, and yeah, they do a good job. So,
and of course, they have some eateries like Hollywood and Fine, which we absolutely adored, and then the 50s Primetime Cafe, which is very good, and then they have that little dinosaur, right?
The big dinosaur.
Yeah, that's right. He or she is quite big. Yeah. Dinosaur Gertie's Ice Cream of Extinction. And that's what you can get over there is ice cream. I do expect, though, like whenever I go over there and see it's ice cream, I was going to say just ice cream, but there is never just ice cream. Ice cream's exciting. Yay, ice cream. But I'm always like expecting, because of the way it looks, that they would serve like hot dogs too or something like that. But they don't. It's ice cream. But right over there, I don't know if you
ribs or something, or
I don't know if you recall, but that's also where you could get the Coca-Cola slushies with the booze in it. Right?
That's where you get there's a frozen drink stand where you can get your adult beverage poured into it.
Yeah, those are great.
Yeah,
we like those.
We like those, and it had it used to have an Indiana Jones shop right over there, which was then turned into like they use it like special. Pop-up shops. That's what they do.
Right.
Over there.
So they had the pop-up bar over that way, which was fun. It had some of the Dial of Destiny stuff in there, but now that's gone, and probably
because
the
that
shop
movie
will be
tanked.
Well,
so they're like hiding it.
Even though it tanked, it's just kind of keeping the theme alive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So Commissary Lane, Mickey and Minnie, you can meet them on the red carpet, which is really nice. And then this is where the Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater, which is a retro style theme science fiction films from the 1950s.
Now, Commissary Lane is like not widely popular, that area. It's just kind of like, right, because it has the... it has like it's supposed to be like the NBC commissary or something, or it has something supposed to be like as if you're working on a studio and this is where everyone goes to eat. So it has that, and then you walk down, right, it has a coffee shop. It's basically just used as a way to get to Toy Story Land.
Yeah.
Along the back.
That's true. And you know what? I was feeling, and this is just my thought overall, is that there are places in Hollywood studios that definitely can be expanded. Sometimes you feel like you're walking around a corner and it's like an obvious corner. As for anywhere else, like an Animal Kingdom, you're walking around a corner and you're like looking at monkeys, or you're looking at plants that are special, or you're looking at not the fact that you're walking around a corner. You know, here it's very like mappy.
All right.
And I think that they could work on that flow a lot.
All right.
But there's a lot of ways to expand here. But all that being said, this is one of our favorite parks, if not our favorite park.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Especially with the kids at the current age. It seems to be a great all-around family park. Yes.
Yeah, I love it.
No matter what you're kind of into.
If we ever go on a quick trip coming up here, like we would probably do Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, absolutely.
Over the others. Now, Grand Avenue, we've got the Muppet Vision 3D, and this is what we recently talked about, how they just redid their seats, and Miss Piggy got a little makeover there. And it seems to me like the Muppets, although that they're not coming back in the world outside of Disney necessarily, that in Disney they're making more of a
but they keep bringing them back, right?
Right, they keep reinventing.
There's always like the new Muppet Show they tried, which didn't really work, and Muppets are somewhat timeless.
Yeah,
I would say going to see Muppet Vision 3D is a must.
Right. We enjoy that. Now, this is a secret restaurant, which some may really know about. It's one that I always retreat to when I need like a little break. It's the Mama Melrose Ristorante Italiano. It's really good. Yeah. And I feel like it's not a well-known restaurant.
Yeah, especially
within the park.
Because it's kind of hidden.
It is kind of hidden. It's all the way back there.
Yeah.
Hidden behind. Like you have to walk down an alleyway really to get to it.
Yeah, exactly. And most of the time now people are just focused on getting to other lands, so they're not.
Yeah. But if you need like a little breaksy, this is exactly the place I think you should go. Has all your favorites, but they are cooked really well. It's great food.
Good food.
Yeah. And then, of course, this little place here, Rob introduced me to, and we love it. Now we have to hit it up every single time. It is the Baseline Tap House. It's a California-styled pub. What do we usually get there, babe?
We usually get a beer and a large Bavarian pretzel.
That's right.
And it's a good pretzel. Nice dipping sauce. And it always, no matter what, it always seems to be room. Like, unless it's like raining out and like everyone's huddled trying to get away because it's an indoor spot, but also outside seating, there's always seats, it always seems like, and it's never a lot of people. So
so it's a pretty cool place, and they're pretty laid back there too. So this also used to be where the backlot tour kind of started and was, and again that closed in 2016. I really miss it. I wish it was back, but also it made way for Toy Story Land and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. So I guess it was needed.
I guess.
You guess?
I mean, there's nothing I don't like Star Wars, so I would take the backlot studio so I could see more Golden Girls.
Golden Girls
stuff. No, come on, you're kidding me? I want to go to the Galaxy's Edge, which is where you would find directly after, going by the Grand Avenue. And Grand Avenue was originally called something else, and I forget.
Was this like the Muppet?
Like where the Muppet stuff was. It was something else, but then they changed it. Now
formerly known as Muppet's Courtyard.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. Now we got, so Grand Avenue leads you into the Galaxy's Edge, and you walk through like semi-rock formation, and it kind of
it tries to help you transform into like a whole different land.
Yep, and it brings you in, and and that opened in 2019. Obviously, it has the rides, Star Wars Rise of Resistance, it has Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run, Savi's Workshop that we talked about, it has the Droid Depot, and it has all tons of food and such with the specialty bar, Oga's Cantina, which is supposed to give you a feel like as if you're in the original Star Wars, you went to Tatooine, and you're going into the bar to find a certain rogue smuggler by the name of Han Solo. Maybe you might see him in there. But actually, you're just going to go and see a droid play, a droid be a DJ, and get a bunch of drinks, some that are fuzzy, some that make your lips kind of feel numb. But no, that's a cool place. And yeah, I mean, that's just like a favorite spot. There's tons of shops along the way. You see like there's X-Wing fighters. Yeah. There's all types of like, places you could stop and take pictures and such.
Yes. And often, you're going to see all sorts of characters walking through.
There's like a show. You're going to find the stormtroopers, and you can see Kylo Ren, as well as, people from the Resistance, Rey and Chewbacca. And now they have Mando and young Grogu.
Yay, he's so cute.
As well.
Now, what is your favorite area to just hang out in over here?
Oh, well, that would be over by the Falcon.
Oh, yeah. You like to hang out under the Falcon?
That's just like the way, because it like just leads you, you're like led into that, right? That's like it. That's like the end. And if you could just like hang out over there, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a magical place for sure.
And I think the first time I went there, and I went early and I got in line, and I did the ride, and then afterwards I kind of come up and they have the restaurant right there. I forget, it's Ronto Roasters, I think it is, where we had breakfast on our AEP trip.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, it's like raised up a little bit, so you're like, you could like hang out above the ledge, and you're like looking over the crowd, because there's tons of people walking through there taking pictures, and you could just kind of like hang out, and like you're just like looking at the Millennium Falcon as like your line of sight. And it's such like a, I don't know, it was like almost an out of body experience. It was just like, this is like so amazing.
Yes. It's unlike anything they've really built visually there, I think. Do you think the space of this area was used wisely?
I think they could do a lot more with the beginning part of it, because once you kind of walk into the land, it's just kind of like, at first there's like nothing, and there's like, they try to distract you, like there's an X-Wing fighter like a little bit, there's Rise of Resistance is pretty close, but I don't know, it feels like there could be more. I feel like the shops, I'm kind of always underwhelmed whenever I decide to walk through the shops.
It's a lot of like the same thing at a shop, and you're kind of like, I wish they had like more. Like you want to buy like a shirt or commit some sort of like memorabilia, right? Whether that be like a really one year, and this we didn't even find there, but there was a Millennium Falcon can opener, like beer opener or something, right? And bottle like opener, that is like a cool little tchotchke, right? But that wasn't even in the parks. But if they had more of those little kinds of things that you can bring home and be like, hey, thanks for watching the cats, I got you this, or thanks for whatever, that's, I'm always looking for that.
I think they try to make it seem like it, because it's more of an immersive, they try to make it's supposed to be immersive, so they try to make it like as if you're walking into a real shop in this made up land, and what they would be selling, even though it's,
but wouldn't it be cool, like how when you go to like an air and space museum, they'll sell something like the astronaut ice cream, right? Wouldn't it be cool for kids if they sold like a this is Star Wars emergency food pack, right? And it's like some sort of like dehydrated, like what they sell in Oga's Cantina, right? It's just like veggies, like dry roasted veggies in something like that pouch or something like that. I totally be into that. I don't know.
Interesting. We're gonna have to throw that in the suggestion box.
I know. I'm just full of really weird ideas.
I like it.
So, okay. So then we've got Toy Story Land, right?
Yeah.
So this is a really heavily congested area. Everybody's over there, especially for Slinky Dog Dash. You've got Toy Story Mania, Alien Swirl, Swirling Saucers. And then we ate over at Roundup Rodeo BBQ. And, I was reading a lot of reviews on this over the past couple of months because we went to it and had our own thoughts about it. And
we were kind of split between me and Abby. We were
right.
Yeah,
I
were
wouldn't
split on it.
necessarily go back. And you know what? We're not alone. There was other people out there who were just like, give me just a chicken nugget, please. And so that the adults can eat all the variety of foods and their kids can eat something. We felt like that it was a little bit too different for kids, perhaps. I mean, if you didn't grow up in the barbecue world.
Okay.
Just a thought, because right across the way though is Woody's Lunchbox, which does have more like traditional kid food.
And now, Toy Story Mania was the first ride, Toy Story like attraction to go there, and that actually took that building that it was in was an actual sound stage, right? And I think they called it Sound Stage 1. And that was like that closed, and that was like the end of the production side of MGM.
Gotcha.
Going into Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I like Toy Story Mania. I like it because I'm a video game person.
Yeah.
So I like going in there and shoot it.
Too,
and, and I like to always make sure I try to at least go do that.
Yeah, I think the kids have a lot of fun with the kind of challenge that we put on for it.
Yep.
Our older daughter has learned very quickly that Daddy is way better at these video games, so always tends to pair up with Daddy. So, fair enough, Chiquitas. Fair enough.
She'll get them back.
I'll get you, my pretty.
Yeah, exactly. Wait do you see you need your hair done? Yeah, go to Daddy for that, huh?
Yeah.
You need to pick out an outfit? Ask Daddy.
It's so funny. I have a really good friend who's been trying to persuade me to go jogging with her in the morning. And at first I was like, oh, totally, I'll do it. Yeah, great. And then I realized like, I can never do that. And she goes, well, why can't you do it? And I was like, one word, hair. And then she's like, oh yeah, my husband can't do the hair either. And then we like realized like this is just not a thing.
It's only for one. Heidi does her own hair. Bailey needs Haley wants different hairstyles all the time, and it's beyond me.
Well, it's not just that. It's just the did you brush it? Yes. Did you really? And your fingers get stuck in it and you're only like an inch in. Like, I don't know.
Moms, let them have the bird's nest. They're young.
Oh, I can't do that. Anyways, back to Disney stuff. So they've got Animation Courtyard, which is, it's again, I don't know. This area is just not well utilized. They have the Disney Junior Play and Dance area, and you'll see Disney Junior characters here, but it could be so much better utilized over here. And then Sunset Boulevard, which holds the famous Rock and Roller Coaster, Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy. Now, what is Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy?
Couldn't tell you.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
We don't really know.
I also don't know what the Star Wars launch bay is either, but it's always there. And I always look at it and go, I don't know. Huh. I think you just like meet Chewbacca in front of it.
Yeah, so it's more like a character meet and greet, which makes sense with the name like Animation Courtyard. Like they just have people hanging out over there.
But the Racing Academy, I don't know.
Also, Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, where it opened in 1994. And I can tell you that in 1994, I was talked into going this ride pretty blindly. It might have been in 1995, but I went on it. I didn't, you hear the screams and you're just like, and then you go on it, and I just have a natural tendency that when I'm scared, I just close my eyes completely. And so I think I didn't open my eyes for like the whole ride, even like just the parts of the ride that had like the video projections and stuff, because I thought that was scary too. So,
So,
just me with my eyes closed.
That's the ride I close my eyes on. All right.
Well, no, I don't. I mean, I just scream and hold on tightly.
Okay.
This also has Beauty and the Beast live on stage and the Sunset Ranch Market, which I think is so interesting. It's all like kind of local, different foods. I say local, but it's really California based. Different foods. So
I also never am a patron. It always seems too busy for me.
It is very busy because it's like got a lot of seating. So I think that people just kind of gravitate towards this area.
Yeah, so I never get anything from there.
So then this area is also host to Fantasmic, which let's come back to because there is the Wonderful World of Animation, which is their nighttime show.
Okay.
Outside of Jollywood Nights, right? So it's a 12-minute nighttime spectacular projection displayed on the Chinese theater. And this celebrates the, now 100 years of Disney and Pixar animation, including Sleeping Beauty, The Incredibles, and Coco. So it's a nice little quickie nighttime attraction, right?
Right.
And then you have Fantasmic, which I'd like to say that I had no idea that Fantasmic was back there.
Because it's so far back.
It's so far back. You're like hiking.
Yeah.
But at nighttime, you don't really notice like that it's like a super hike, but you're like passing like marker after marker after marker.
I've never been back there. Have you ever done the Beauty and the Beast show?
I haven't, which we have always wanted to and missed every showing.
That's where you pass that.
Oh.
Like in getting to Fantasmic. So like other than that, there's no reason for you to be back there. So yeah, you like really have no idea like this big giant thing that's happening. And that's why it feels like it was something that we missed all these years.
Yeah, but I'm so glad we went. It was a really, really important thing to see. Worth it. I love how it's just a traditional to do the wave. It seems like every crowd I've ever seen through video is always doing the wave on Fantasmic, which is wonderful.
And again, if you're going to want to do a Fantasmic, look into one of the Fantasmic dining packages, which means you just book a dining reservation during regular dining hour times and you get a free pass to VIP seating of Fantasmic. So it's worth it.
So as we were saying too, one of the benefits of Hollywood Studios is there's alternate transportation. Transportation. Which would be the Skyliner, but it's also dependent on where you're staying or where you're getting off to go on.
Yes.
But they have the buses, of course, too. So, yeah.
And you could also, if you go on the Tower of Terror, it just propels you out of the Tower of Terror to your hotel.
They have a little ejector seat
just
there.
Boom, and you just keep going.
See ya. But yeah, we adore Hollywood Studios above mostly of their parks. Again, because it speaks to the ages of us and who we are.
And I think it's just, again, I think it's a little bit for everyone. I think parents, it's somewhere parents and adults, because I say that because I am a parent, but I'm very
not
mature.
Quite an adult
I don't act like an adult. Parents and kids can enjoy a little bit of everything.
Right. And one more thing I wanted to say too was, you might not think that Hollywood Studios holds with the princesses and you were really going to Disney because your daughter loves princesses. That's when you want to catch Fantasmic, right? Because you will see all the princesses in this show.
Yeah.
They are on boats. They are on stage. They are dancing and singing. And it's not just the princesses. They're with their mates. So, Belle is with her prince. I was going to say Belle is with her beast. But he's dressed as a prince during this show. And everybody's
Ariel's with Eric and I forget what the other one was, but they definitely have them all.
They had Snow White and
that's right, they have Snow White Prince Charming.
So it's in, and I think Tiana and Prince Naveen, right, were there?
Yes
but so you'll want to catch the show to see all the princesses there for sure. And then of course if you're into Disney Junior at all, this is for you too. That's why we're kind of like, it's all ages. I mean, from tiny Disney Junior all the way up to Star Wars for us, and characters.
It has, character dining at Hollywood and Vine. And,
that's right.
You really, I think it's worth it.
And they also have special Disney Visa card pictures that you can get here too. So if you have that Disney Visa card, you can get special exclusive pics of you. And what's that scary dude's name?
Darth Vader?
No, the other one. Is it Darth Vader?
It is Darth Vader. Yes, it is.
He's wearing something different.
Well, Kylo Ren walks around.
It was Kylo Ren.
But Darth Vader's the one that was part of the Visa.
No, picture. I mean, I have a picture of me holding baby Bailey.
Oh.
And Kylo Ren, who is like, I'm like holding Bailey.
We were trying to go do that, and it was to go take a picture with Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Maybe
okay.
Before
gotcha.
It was Kylo Ren.
Okay.
I don't want to take a picture with Kylo Ren.
I'm sorry.
Ben Solo is not a good guy.
Well, okay.
Exactly.
I'm glad you had that feeling.
That's how we're going to end. No, we're going to do a quick little bit, and that's our deep. That concludes our deep dive into Hollywood Studios / MGM Studios / Rob and Abby's family's favorite place ever. Maybe. All right, so now I got a little bit of new. If I don't die, I'm telling you.
Please don't die.
This cold is the worst. It won't go away. Ooh, I like that. Over in our Universal Studios, this was kind of a big thing. They've now they put kiosks at the entrances of Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure that are photo validation kiosks.
No.
Yeah, so you go in, and it's an optional thing. You don't have to do this yet. But you go in and you agree to let them, they take your picture. So basically it's like facial recognition.
Okay.
So that you could then go into the park, and instead of having to present your pass, you'd be able to just let them scan your face.
Oh, okay.
So, I know, for example, if you have the Express Pass,
mm-hmm.
right? That's what it's called.
Yeah.
If you Express Pass, whenever you have to go do that, you have to get out your Express Pass.
Yeah, right. And it's usually a paper.
Yeah, or on your phone or something, and you have to let them scan it. Multiple times, usually at the beginning, and then again, as you get halfway through the line, they want to make sure no one's cutting in stuff, which is smart. But I think this is going to start taking an option of that, so you don't have to keep taking out your phone.
Interesting. So they're skipping right over the whole idea of bracelets and going right to
we're just going to scan. We're going to scan your face. Which, obviously is going to bring up all types of privacy concerns. Because
is it though? Because if you're scanning your fingerprint over at Disney World.
Well, yeah, I know, exactly. And they have you on, we're all being tracked anyway. And our phones, there's so many different things. But some people, they don't want that stigma. They don't want to actively give permission for people to use. There might be something in there where they can then use your likeness for something.
Yes.
They're oh my God, I'm in that Universal movie. I'm in Back to the Future 4 when it comes out.
You gotta read those line items carefully, right?
Yeah, so that's it's a little bit of something, but again, they're probably all keeping an eye on you. Anywho, over in Universal, they're doing their thing for Christmas. They're putting up all the decorations and they have big trees up everywhere, and Dr. Seuss land, as we talked about, and nothing out of the ordinary there. There really wasn't too much else. Everyone, it's holidays aplenty.
I know, it's the season. It's exciting.
Yeah, no, it is, and I like that it's switching over. It's cold up where we live, but it's warm down there to us. But maybe cold to some Floridians. I don't know.
Maybe. I think we got another month till it really gets cold for them, and then their version of cold, that is. And then it gets warm again. Not
exactly. So I think that's about it. That's about it for us. We had a busy weekend. I just celebrated our anniversary.
You did by yourself?
I said we.
Oh, it sounded like you said I just celebrated our anniversary.
I celebrated every day. The fact that I married you. Mm. So I just want to say happy anniversary.
Oh, baby, happy anniversary.
And we'll
continue on. No, is that too creepy?
Continue on.
We will.
My heart will go on.
In any case, we hope that you guys are prepping for Thanksgiving and that you're going to have a full table, but we'll talk to you before then.